Hi there guys, Ken from Miniature Wargaming Warriors, and today we're going to be painting some British Royal Navy figures from Warlord Games. I'm really happy with these metal sculpts. It's a more vibrant finish this time. We're using more blues instead of greens. It makes the miniature pop. I plan on using these minis in maybe an early war army. You can also use them in Operation Sea Lion to fight back the German invaders that are threatening to invade Britain, the invasion that never happened. So without further ado, let's crack on and get those contrast paints on these models. So the first colour I'm going to be using today is Black Templar. It's one of my favourite contrast colours. It's such a nice colour for black. It gets great shades in the recesses and you get a really nice definition with it. I've tended to start using this a lot of the time instead of just my normal black colours. It's nice if you want like a shinier finished black. If you want a matte black, again, it works really well, but just give it a spray of matte varnish over the top of it. So the reason I've started with Black Templar is I tend to start all my models, I've noticed subconsciously now, with the boots, so it's the first thing I do. So Black Templar first. So the next colour I'm going to be using is Skeleton Horde. I'm going to be using this for several things on the model, starting with the putties. I really think this colour is another one of Games Workshop's great masterpiece. I really use this colour a lot. It's probably, next to Black Templar, this is probably my most used colour because it's so versatile. So many different applications for it, especially if you put it over a grey or you put it over a white, it gives it a different tone. And it just, the bone colour that it actually brings out is so handy for several things. Like, I'm now moving on to doing like all the webbing straps and all the pouches. They're all going to be in the Skeleton Horde as well. Really, again, I can't emphasize how much I enjoy using this colour. Just want to take this time and say thank you to everyone that has recently joined the Facebook group for Miniature Wargaming Warriors. We've also just set up a Discord server, so anyone, please feel free. There's a link on the Facebook group page to come and join that and come and have a chat with myself or any other members. Really nice and fun, friendly environment for everybody, and it's just hobby related, so nothing else. So if you want to come on, get a break from the world, head over to the Discord server. Also, I've got Patreon. Patreon's there basically just to help me get supplies for the channel, just to help out. If you feel like donating, please don't feel obliged to do it, but head over to the Patreon page, links in the comments below. So the next colour I'm going to be using is Snakebite Leather. Really enjoy this colour for wood effects. Games Workshop do other wood like brown colours in this range, but they're all very dark. The Lee Enfield rifle to me looks better with this lighter wood colour. I tend to use it a lot anyway with any sort of World War II rifles that I do. I like the look of it, and at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. It's just because a colour may not be like historically accurate, it's your model. You can do whatever you like with it. We're now getting to the main crunch of the uniform. It's the Ultramarines Blue colour from Games Workshop in their contrast range. This colour is very nice. I haven't used it a massive amount, but for this uniform I think it suits it so well once it's dried. It does look really good. Be careful when you're using it because it's a bit like the Black Templar. You can see while I'm applying it, it's so like pigmented and dark. You know, it will cover any other lighter colour. So if you accidentally get this on somewhere else, you're going to be needing to do some touch up. So in all fairness, what I probably should have done is I should have done the Ultramarine Blue first along with the Black Templar and then done the lighter colours later on. It's a mistake I made. Hopefully you guys won't do the same thing. You know, it's each to their own, but I think it comes out pretty well anyway. I just did some touch up work and it wasn't massive drama. You can see how like I'm trying to be really careful with it, just taking my time a little bit longer than I normally would instead of just slavering it on all over the place. So that is just one to look out for. Just be very careful with this Ultramarines Blue because it does cover very well. So the very next colour we're going to be using is another blue from Games Workshop. It's the Talassar Blue colour. As you can see, it's a lighter blue than the Ultramarines Blue. It doesn't cover as well. It's good for what I want to use it for. Not a big fan of it, to be fair. It's not probably one of my favourites, but it does work for what I needed to do this light blue. But if you wanted to build it up, you're going to need several coats. But just one coat just around the neck scarf here looks absolutely fine once it's dry. So the next colour is Guilliman Flesh, and obviously this is going to be used for all the flesh tone on the model. Really straightforward. We're talking about the face, we're talking about behind the neck, you're talking around the ears, and also the hands. Obviously it's not going to be used anywhere else, so straightforward this one, Guilliman Flesh. So the next colour is Basilicanum Grey. This I use for any metal on the model. So on the Lee Enfield, you've obviously got the magazine, you've also got the bolt, and you've also got the belt buckle. So these are all the metal parts on the model that I use with this colour. So in this section we're going to be painting the Molotov cocktail as well as doing the hair for the guy. The Warp Lightning is the first colour I'm going to be using, and then I'm going to move on to using Iyanden Yellow. I'm also going to be putting some red into this, so for that I'm going to be using Blood Angels Red. It's to mix the yellow and the red together to give sort of like a fiery effect so it's on fire. Okay, this is the final touch-up section. Anything I've missed, so like round the top of the hat there, you can see that I've put in black Templar down. Also later on in this bit of section, I do the final colour, which is apothecary white. Basically where that's going is you can see the white shirt underneath all his uniform. Just literally putting a dab of that in there. So here is the completed miniature. I'm really happy with how this has turned out. You can see I've based him using some of Luke APS's basing material. I've used his fast drying glue as well, so the model's literally ready for the battlefield. As it's a metal miniature, I will give this a spray varnish as well. You can do this in several ways. You can use a can, or you can also use it for an airbrush. I'm probably going to go the airbrush route because I've got a lot to do. But really happy with how this guy is going to fit into my Operation Sea Lion campaign, and I'll be sure to get the rest of them done and get them up on a video at some point. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again very soon, and bye bye for now.